I did this for a couple years where it was more of a business, and I was able to make several $1,000s by
Any holiday plans, Megan? Yeah, I'm gonna head back home to Snowflake and help my parents with their inn. It's been so long since I've got to get down there. I've just been so busy here in the city.
You must be Megan. Your parents have told me so much about you. I'm Alvin. They hired me to work on maintenance here at Snowflake Inn.
Hey, Alvin. Nice to meet you, too. Room 3 just called and they're having some heating issues. Could you give it a look?
Before you go, Megan, I just have to let you know. I cannot keep pretending like all of this was fake. There's something real we have.
I know, Alvin, but I have to get back to the city. I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at. I can't just uproot everything and come back to Snowflake. Alvin!
Megan? I thought you were on a flight back to New York City. What are you doing here?
I realized that everything that I've ever wanted is right here in Snowflake with you.
Good morning. Woo. Well, afternoon. It's 1:30 p.m. Holy bear. I want a kitty cat. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 5 / Hillmas, where I'm working on healing my mental illnesses. I'm still trying to wake up. You ready to begin the day? Get it started. It's nice to be awake when there's still hours of daylight left. I went to bed around 2 o'clock this morning, and now it's like 1:30 p.m. So that is good compared to my waking up at 5 every day. It feels better. I just want to make note that after I said that, the sun started shining on me. I have a busy day, so I'm glad I'm up and running early. Yesterday, I got a buy one, get one free Cajun biscuit from Bojangles, and I saved 2 of my rounds. I just finished therapy. I go every week right on my laptop, and I started having anxiety during my session. I started feeling lightheaded. Being lightheaded is my number 1 symptom with my anxiety. So I'm trying not to react to it, just like, okay, I'm a little dizzy. Let it pass, because if I get too worked up about it, I started panicking at first, and I'm like, nope, don't react, girl. If I get too worked up, then it gets worse and worse and worse. So it is what it is. I'm gonna be okay. I'm in the middle of cooking, so I'm gonna turn on some music and get back to that. Today, I'm going to show you 3 ways to earn some extra cash during the holiday season. This can be used year-round, but if you need to make a little money real quick, I got you. Number 1, meal prep. I am making meals for my friend this week for her lunch. She has a very busy schedule, so it's hard for her to find time to cook. So I am making 5 days worth of meals for her. It takes me 2 hours. I charge $40 for the prep, and then she pays for the food. Obviously, this isn't like my business. Maybe one day you want to turn this into a business, but this is just something I do to make a little cash, and I just do it for my family and friends. For example, I have literally, my parents do meal prep too, and I have literally asked them, they have eggs and they make a meat in the mornings, and they have paid me $2 per serving to meal prep for them. So yeah, if you don't know anybody that you can do meal prep for, maybe you could do some kind of bake sale. Go old school, have you a bake sale.
That's not old school. People still do bake sales. You could, there's all kinds of different things. The little chocolate bombs people make for the holidays. I'm very clean with this. This is just the quinoa and stuff that has fell off. I'm clean as in I wash my hands, wear a hairnet and stuff. Now when it comes to me getting it everywhere, I'm a bit of a messy person in that sense. I try to clean as I go, but I do struggle a bit. Anywho, another thing is maybe you're really good at making macaroni or a certain pie. Maybe you could make that for someone. Maybe they got a holiday party at work, or for Christmas coming up, they have to bring a meal and they don't feel like cooking. You could be in charge of that, in charge of fixed price. So just get in the kitchen and work on some meals if that's your expertise. If you're not a good cook, then probably not the best thing for you. Maybe some basic things though. I remember years ago for one lady, I used to just prep her vegetables. I would cut up cauliflower and celery and tomatoes and get it all prepped for her, and she paid me like $10 an hour to do that. So there's another suggestion. Oh, the meal that I am making here is Buddha bowls. Never made it before. You can have whatever you want to put in it, but I have tofu with jerk seasoning, quinoa, spinach, kale, sweet potatoes, and Brussels sprouts. Tonight's dinner, this is from yesterday. I really like to make big meals so I can eat it for a couple days. Friends, I took an appetizer. An appetizer is where you take a nap before your bedtime. That makes me want to stay awake longer because I got a little energy because I got that little nap in, but we'll see how this goes. If you haven't brushed your teeth today, let's brush our teeth together. Don't even think about it. Take your phone, if you're watching me on your phone, to the bathroom, or if I'm on your TV, crank me up to where you can hear it in the bathroom, or pause me, whatever it is. Or another thing, if you want to keep a toothbrush beside your bed and just do a dry brush, that works too. All right, got the toothpaste on. We're gonna knock this out. Bottom's done. Now we move to the top. All over. Set. And tongue. Just like that, we have clean teeth and can put that on our sticker chart. If you have medication and you're due to take your meds, let's take our meds. Let's find one thing in the depression room to clean up. This would go with crafting stuff. I'll put it there. If you have started your sticker chart, please let me know in the comments. Looking good, girl, looking good. Bam. Beautiful. Before I share the second way that I make money, let me say I have no income that comes in on a regular basis, no sort of regular job, monthly check, anything of that sort. So these things that I'm sharing with you is how I make my money. It's when I do these little gigs. I live with my parents, and that's how I'm able to survive. I'm in the middle of a disability case for 6 years. For my mental illnesses, I'm not going to try to justify myself for having to get disability. Let me just go ahead and say that. Because some people say, oh, you appear fine. Even the judges that have saw me
seem to argue against that I can just work. But tell me how I can just work if I'm sleeping all the time, if I can barely go out into public without some assistance, and I can only do it for so long, and the perfectionism if I don't just do things just right, and that's going to be a problem. But let me know how I can work 40 hours a week. Let me know how that goes. No, it don't go. So, not something that I want to do for my whole life, but it is something that I need right now, and I have needed for the past 6 years. I am on Medicaid, which is government medical assistance. I am on food stamps, which is government food assistance. They pay for my groceries. I say they, but it is people in America paying taxes. I used to pay in taxes whenever I worked. And I did get money back because I made such a low amount. I don't really know how all of that works. I don't have to justify this either, but for some reason I just kind of get defensive when I talk about it, because if you know how people are about things, that's why I'm being this way. But I don't have to justify myself, but I need this assistance, or I just wouldn't be doing very well in life. I'm still not doing very well, but that medical assistance and food really helps me. So I am very grateful for that. I hope that if I continue with YouTube, maybe later on down the road, it can be a source of income. Maybe if I am consistent and continue to share my story and be honest and open and everything, maybe that'll bring a little banky bank. We'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm just making videos and yeah, sharing my life, and this is what's going on. It's helping me with things. So when I used to work full time, I always had little gigs on the side. I would do little things, and then, which was that necessary because I should have been getting paid enough for my full time work to where I didn't have to do things like that. I didn't manage my money that greatly back then. I was making a low amount of money too. Someone once said, if you do not have multiple streams of income, and when it comes to being on disability and different things, I understand that you can't. I mean, even if you're working 40 hours a week plus, it's not easy to have multiple streams of income. But the quote said, if you don't have multiple streams of income, then you're broke. If you're making a lot of money, then that's not necessarily true. But the thing behind it, the way I took it, was something can happen to that job. You could get sick like I did and be unable to work. And I really liked that. So maybe that's why I've kind of always had that mindset of just trying to get different things done. But don't overdo yourself. Let's move on to point number 2. Number 2 is reselling or flipping. I did this for a couple years where it was more of a business-ish, with taxes and everything. Don't get me started on that. But I was able to make several $1,000s by doing reselling. And in reselling, I would go to yard sales or Goodwill. Let's say there was a nice pair of shoes that I knew like the brand would sell well. Then I would get those, clean them up, and then flip them online. And now I don't do that anymore. Now, because the taxes and everything just got to be too much for me, I'm not doing it as a business now. Now I'm just doing like things that I have in my room and such to flip things. So literally, I could, let me pull something out here. Pull something out of my room. And it don't have to be new. This one is new, but it was just never used. Get this pocketbook, and I'll show you exactly what I do. I would set it up with a nice background, or where there's not stuff behind or whatever. Take some pictures of it, and then I would post it online. I have used Facebook Marketplace, and I just posted on eBay recently and already sold something. Whenever I was vlogging, I got to show you guys that I sold something, and that was exciting. And you just write your description, and you can do shipping. So I know like Facebook Marketplace, and yeah, I think eBay has local pickup too. If you just want to do just local pickup to where you meet somebody at a safe area, I meet people at the police station, then you can do that. If you want to do shipping, then they've got like pre-made shipping labels. And it can get a little complicated trying to figure out the measurements of your box and everything like that, but just play around with it and you'll get it. yeah, you got to weigh stuff and everything. So that's the downside of shipping. But when I do shipping, it does pretty good because it's all over where I can ship. I actually just got an order last night, and I'll insert that here in just a minute. But yeah, I had sold the thing that I showed you guys the other day, the little Care Bears set. It was something sitting in my room, and I made around $45 off of that. The thing that I sold yesterday, you'll see it in the video.
I just received an order, which is exciting. I'm going to print it off. Usually there's a pre-made shipping label for you, or you can type one in your own and buy it elsewhere, but this is just easy. So I'm gonna print that out and cover it so you can't see it.
You don't need a fancy printer, but if you do a lot of shipping, I highly recommend getting a thermal printer. You don't even have to use ink. It's thermal, whatever that means. Heat, I guess. You print it off. Oh, look, a message for you. Subscribe. Thank you all. Love you. I'm so cheesy. So first, I just like to give everything a little inspection, make sure all is clean. There ain't no little hairs or anything on the items. These are a pair of shoes that my friend got, decided she didn't like, and missed the return window and was just gonna get rid of them, give them to somebody. I'm like, girl, give them to me. I will sell them and put them to use. Now, I am super strict about my packaging. I make sure that it is going to get there safely, no issues. Facebook Marketplace takes out their cut. I think I'll make about $32 on these shoes, and I didn't pay nothing for them. So that is nice. Well, I usually use packing tape, but I don't know where mine got to, so wish me luck here. And I reuse boxes. I don't know if I said it, but if you don't have a printer like I have, just print it out with a regular printer. Go to the library and print it out for 10 cents or whatever. Make it work, girl. Make it work. I think that should hold up good. I have these little thank you stickers that I will put my shipping label and then a little thank you sticker to the side there just to show a little extra token of appreciation. And then I set this outside. I go online and type in that I need the mail person to pick up my package when they deliver my mail, and they come by and pick up my package. So pretty cool little gig I got going on here, huh? So yeah, get in your depression room, pull something out, get it sold. I sold a rug the other day locally. I got a rug from my room and I ended up not using it. So put it on Facebook Marketplace and I got $10 from it. It did take a little while for me to get it sold, but it got sold. I like to use very descriptive descriptions like Disney, boho, vintage, things that people really find appealing. And there's tons of video here on YouTube where you can find out more of that. But also, I have literally drove around and stuff that people were throwing out that was trash. It was not trash. I got it, fixed it up, and cleaned it up, and then I resold it. My friends and family, they knew that I did reselling, so they would give me things to do reselling with. You can ask people like, hey, got any old things you want to get rid of? Reselling is really great. I really enjoyed it. So there's your second one. Number 3, I am a dog sitter. So I've got an account online and I do boarding in my house. So the dogs come to me during the day or they'll stay at night. And this is for animal lovers. If you don't know about animals and you're not trained and experienced with animals, this wouldn't be a good gig for you. But I am an animal lover and I specifically cater to senior dogs, smaller dogs, lower energy. That fits with my dogs and with me. So it works out. But yeah, that you can also do cat sitting. Maybe you know about reptiles. That's something that you can do. I charge $45 a night, 24 hours per dog. If you got an extra dog, add on like $10 or $15. Rover takes out 20%, so then I end up with, for the first dog, it's $36 a night. And if I do daycare, I charge 30 and I bring home about $24. People do tip. I do not expect tips. Tipping gets on my nerves. I love tipping. It's fun and great to get a tip, but I don't expect it. I just wish we could have set prices. And this is here in America. I know places are different. So that's all I expect from people. I charge what I feel. I think that I actually should up my prices a little bit, but I was kind of keeping it to people in my area. But it's a lot of work to take care of the dogs. You can post on Facebook or local groups next door, different things to do your dog sitting if you don't want to do it through companies like Rover and WAG. Yeah, you can just get your name out there and share it. Maybe there's some people in your family or friends that need a pet sitter. And also, let me say, if you're not familiar with animals and have experience with animals, maybe babysitting. I don't do this anymore. I love kids, but kids are not my passion. I believe that there's other people that are more meant to work with kids than I am. I do a very good job, let me say, and I'm very good with kids. I'm, yeah, I'm gonna say, like, I know a lot. Okay, I was in the field for a while. I was a preschool daycare teacher, nannied, and babysat. So that could be a thing if you prefer kids over animals. I prefer animals over kids. Uh, I love everyone and everything. Well, okay, there's probably some things that I dislike, but that's a whole nother. No, I don't hate anything. I just dislike things. Girl, look, my mental illnesses are showing. I'm about to go in a whole thing and take it too deep, and whew, yeah. You know what? I'm not even gonna delete this and correct that because usually I'd want to go back and like try to say it just right, but no, there it is. So do that. Maybe there's people that need to go to holiday parties and need a babysitter. Maybe the neighbor down the street needs help with their kids after school. Maybe some parents want to do a date night. And those are 3 ways you can earn some cash during this holiday season or any season. I'm going to show you guys what I get my parents, my sister, my niece for Christmas because it's nothing extravagant. I try to work with what I got, might do some little homemade stuff. Do not feel the pressure. I'm talking like that so you can get this in your head because I would get so stressed out over holidays. And I realized, girl, you got to let that shit go. You broke, bitch. And sometimes I didn't even feel like making homemade stuff. So I would try to make things work the best I can. That's what I do every year. A lot of times I'm in a rush to try to figure out things. A lot of times it's just easier to buy things because I don't have to deal with the pressure of making it, but I enjoy making it. But then I don't have money to buy things. So it's always a thing. But I have gotten better about working through that and realizing I need to put a little money away whenever I can, just small amount. You don't have to. Let me say that. You don't have to buy presents, period. But we do whatever works for you, what's best for your mental health. One day, I don't want to be in this funk. I want to just be able to get what I want and make what I want and all be good. But this is where I'm at right now, and I'm going to work with what I got, and I do pretty good. So I manage my money well with the little bit that I have, and I make it work. If you have any suggestions of things you do or things that you know where people can make some money, like these gigs that I've mentioned, and these gigs can definitely be businesses and are businesses for many people, please leave whatever your Megan, get it together. Please leave whatever suggestions you have in the comments below so we can help each other. Let me go ahead and say this. I am not no accountant. I don't know about the food cleanliness, all the rules and all that stuff. I was making food for my friend. I make very little money, so I don't have to yet claim taxes for this year. But you may want to check that out and see and make sure you're doing things right. And about the comments, thank you so much for those that leave comments, like, share, subscribe. Share this video with someone that you think that may find it helpful. I really appreciate you guys just taking the time to leave me a comment, and you give such great suggestions, and you're just so kind, and I just love you guys so much. I hope it's been helpful for you. I will see you for Vlogmas Day number, what are we on? Is tomorrow day number 6 already? Girl, you go, girl. Love you guys.